Fuck me, it's cold out here today, man. Shit. Move this chair out of the way so you can see my Tigger cup and that. Come on. It's only right. But this is bare hot. Chat here is nippy, yo. That's what we like. Had to get it done. Because, let's say for example now I didn't do this video when I had it on my to-do list. Feeling lazy and that. And then I start chilling in my bed or, I don't know, just fucking about, not getting shit done. Then when I move on with my day, when it gets towards the end of the day, I'm gonna think, oh shit man, I should have just done it. I should have just done that. I should have just worked out. I should have just studied. I should have just put in the work. So instead of having that feeling, I'm gonna have to endure with a little bit of temporary discomfort, get my ass outside, get this video done, and then I'll reap the rewards afterwards. I'll be nice and happy. I'll be nice and patting myself on the back and shit because the video's done, mate, because you've gone to the gym, mate, because you've studied, mate, done your homework, you've put in the work, made a little bit of bread. So I'm out here, episode 6 is it? Time's flying when you're having fun, right? Oh dear. So again, going off the top of the dome, got nothing to speak about. Haven't really thought of anything to speak, but just gonna keep it going. That's a whole subject matter in itself as well. Just because I'm coming out here and I'm speaking so much. I didn't used to be the best speaker, right? But first, my very first thing that I wanted to do to get out of my vocabulary, I stuttered now, keeping it in. One of the first things that I wanted to get out of my vocabulary is ums and ahs. So when I first ever was conscious about my speaking or whatever, I decided to get that out of my vocabulary, and I no longer really say that, to be honest. If I do stutter, then it would be something along those lines instead of you understand what I'm trying to say? And because I'm so conscious of my speaking now, and I think and I'm analyzing, even when I watch these back, I'm looking at my mannerisms, I'm looking at my hand gestures and my animations and shit, and then you improve on it. Whatever you don't like, you change. One thing about me, I really want to develop getting that dry humor, because a pet peeve of mine that I have is I've always been a smiley guy, and when you're a smiley guy that looks submissive and, I was going to say feminine, it doesn't look feminine, it just looks submissive and, what's the opposite word of superior? What's the opposite word of superior? Let me see real quick. What's the opposite word of superior? Inferior, that's it. You look inferior if you're walking around smiling every 2 seconds. Someone says something, it's not even funny, like, why are you laughing, bro? Or like even in school, it's peak me saying this, but it's true. I remember I was in one lesson, it was geography, and there was this chick that she would say something, it wouldn't be funny, and I would always start laughing or smiling or something along those lines, and then she was pointing it out. She would say, Was that funny? Why are you laughing? She said it in a jokey manner, but I'm thinking, yeah, like, that's true. But I couldn't stop doing it. And I developed a bad habit. So, even to this day, it still gets to me, to be fair, because I can be a bubbly person. And I'm very respectful, and I like to take others into consideration. That's just how I've been growing up. So there's a time obviously for that, but there's a time obviously to be stern and firm and serious. And it just goes to show as well that if you're smiling and shit, when it's not funny or it's not anything amusing, but you're still smiling, that just shows that you're either afraid of them, or you're afraid of how they'll take it if you are serious, or if you don't laugh or smile at whatever they're saying. Or you're just, you're mainly afraid of how they're going to deal with your reaction from their action. So it's really inferior. New word. You learn something new every day. I knew the word, but it just slipped my mind. But that's not good enough, is it? Bro, air cold. So, you better be able to hear me properly. And I better be recording as well. Yeah. Oh, hardship for you, mate. If you don't know about hardship, go check episode 3, I believe it is, when I'm sipping on that Winnie the Pooh. No Diddy. Oh. So back to what I was saying. That's something I think is at the top of my list that I need to get rid of. Not get rid of, but just control when I use it and when I don't use it. Because how you come across as a person, you need to know, pick and choose out of your arsenal when you want to use certain animations, basically. I'm saying animations because that's just an easier way to comprehend what I'm saying. If you're on 2K, or all the 2K heads should get off that and start making some money, by the way. But you buy animations, you buy Steph Curry's jump shot, such and such, and it's how they move. So when I'm saying animations, I mean how you carry yourself. If you want to carry yourself in a nonchalant manner, or if you want to be funny, look at people that actually are funny. If it's more in a dry humor way, where they don't really smile or really laugh or give any emotion, but they're still jokes, then you study how they move and how they act, and then implement it into your own personal style, because everyone has their own personality and shit, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's at the top of my list. Stop smiling all the time, because it's not fucking funny. Life's quite serious, so why are you laughing? Don't take other people's feelings into consideration, because that's what it is, to be fair. And I'm not being like a dick or anything like that. I just mean, if they're saying something that's not funny, or if they say something that's pissing me off or something along those lines, then don't even give them the time of day. Don't business about how they're feeling, because they're not taking your feelings into consideration. So why should you take their feelings into your consideration? You feel me? You have to really be, and that's a masculine trait as well, just coming across how you want to come across. Not as a fucking waste man, but I mean, coming across in the right manner at the right time, and not falling into bad habits and just doing it because you've always done that before. Like stuttering, like saying ums and ahs, like smiling all the time. They're the ones that is more personal to me, but there's others as well. I don't know, you get nervous and you start clicking or some shit. Then you stop that. You learn to stop that. And then practice it every day. And it's good as well, because obviously I'm speaking to a camera every day. Well, a lot of the time. So the more you do it, the better that you're going to get if you study and analyze, because people obviously speak their whole life and still stutter. You get old people that stutter and say ums and ahs and all of this stuff. Oh. So you need to analyze, that's the key. Before, a couple of years back, I wouldn't have been able to speak this fluently. I think I can speak very quickly as well, but I just need to know how to control it and not to fumble on my words and think before I actually speak. I used to say to myself, I'm not really a good speaker. I'm not really, or if it comes to speaking, I would want someone else to speak for me. But beyond that, man, you need to fix up, work on all of your weaknesses as a man as well, because there's just continuous competition nowadays, and you want someone else to outdo you. That's a no-go, mate. Just comes down to obviously that self-improvement every single day, just in the little things. This may seem little, by the way, but you speak to everyone every single day. You speak to women, you speak to business partners, and whether you're trying to do some sort of sales job, you speak to your parents, you speak to your siblings, and you'll always come across in a different manner to each individual, but you need to know how to change it up and switch it up. If you watch the Get to the Money series, obviously you'll see me bantering a lot because I'm in a different mode. But when it comes to being serious, you need to know how to be serious, know when to swear, when no, see, just fumbled on my words again, but know when to not swear. And obviously if you're in a professional environment, know when to control that and just be perspicacious and mindful of what you're doing. And this one as well, I don't really want to have it where there's a lot of cuts in it. So I want to look at this back as well, see what my speaking skills are saying as well. Comment down below if you think it's alright or not. I don't care anyway, but I want to know your lot's opinion. So it's hella cold right now. Don't even know how I got onto that, to be fair. I think coming outside as well, my flipping immune system's going up as well. Just being outside in this flipping freezing cold. What is it right now? Let me check the fucking degrees, mate. My ears are nippy. To be fair, it only says 4 degrees, but it's bare cold. It was snowing earlier, so gotta take my word for it, boys. Lads, gentlemen, gentle women, whoever you are. I don't know, I might just keep it on the subject matter of speaking today. My words are flowing. Come on. But obviously it's different when you're nervous or if you're in an environment where you're uncomfortable. But that's where you need to thrive as well. Just put yourself in those positions, like I've been saying in previous episodes. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that's where you progress, that's where you thrive, that's where you elevate, progress, all of that good stuff. Whether it be speaking, let's list some things. Whether it be speaking, whether it be in a sport, whether it be in business, you're afraid to make that move because you're afraid of the risk. Whether it be driving, you're not the best driver, but you want to get behind the wheel. I'm speaking to males only right now. one that I always mention, working out, pushing through that pain. Even something along the lines of ice baths or even saunas as well. I don't really think ice baths are beneficial, because if you put something in the freezer, what's it going to do? It's going to freeze it. So if you're trying to heal, then why would you stick your flesh in water for it to freeze and slow down the healing process? Whereas if you put yourself in, or if you put yourself in heat, obviously that's going to promote blood flow and increase the healing process. That's how I see it anyway. Don't get me wrong, I think there is benefits to ice baths or anything cold, but not while you're in it. I think when you get out, your body's ability to warm up the body again and come back to the right temperature, I think that's beneficial. But also as well, dealing with the actual cold when you're in it. So I guess it is beneficial, but I don't think for the actual healing side of things. But don't quote me on that one. But that's a couple of examples of just being uncomfortable. Me in this cold ass weather right now. I'm cold, my ears are cold. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of an earache, to be fair. If you've got a headache, or if you struggle to get up in the morning, make sure that you push through it, because all of them little things add up and it translates to other areas of your life. Like I said before, I'm going to say it again. So when it comes to the more important things now, you're equipped and you're ready, and you stay ready, so you ain't got to get ready. Because that's the best way, innit? Been speaking for a bit now. What's the time? Don't know what time I come out here. But is there anything else I want to say before I go? This drink's not even hot anymore. What's the time? Oh. Alright, I'll go when I finish this. There's only about this much left. So I thought someone was calling me, but yeah, nowadays when it comes to speaking to people, don't get me wrong, I fumble sometimes and I actually beat myself up as well. If I say or ah, it's like, fuck, I shouldn't have said that, and I'm beating myself up about it. Or if I'm stuttering and can't get my words out continuously, it's like throughout the day I'm having a performance, how well I've performed in terms of my speaking. And then the worst I'm obviously performing, the more angry I get, man, it's peak. So, and I also take into account what certain situations that I'm in where I'm making the mistakes, and be mindful of that. So when I'm in that situation again, I'm more conscious about how I'm using my words, thinking about how I'm speaking and saying the correct things, when to say them. And another thing as well is the eye contact as well. That's one thing that I struggled with growing up as well. When I was young, I remember being in school, I thought it was bare awkward, like looking at teachers and shit in their face for too long, and then I'd look away. Well, not like that, that's a bit extreme, but I'd look at them like this and then kind of just look down or whatever. And even with my dad as well, if my dad's fucking cussing me or some shit and he's vexed and that, like, I'm not trying to directly look in his eyes 24/7, so I'll just be looking down or something, because obviously he needs to come at you in a way that instill that fear into you, so you don't obviously do it again. So I was shook. So yeah, still to this day, gonna have to look down and shit, acknowledge the alpha in the room and shit. But yeah, people, episode 6, is it? Keep them coming. Comment anything below, any subject matters that I You want a real nigga to speak on? I have to get that done for you, man. Yeah, it's been a good one. It's been your boy Aaron Fife. One of the 3 Fife brothers. Come on, mate. Cold as shit. Go check the Fife Brothers YouTube channel, Get to the Money series. Heat coming. Let's go.